Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the Performance Racing League Tier 1 Singapore Grand Prix. We're just in qualifying at the moment. I do apologise, we are a little bit late starting as we had some issues on the YouTube side of things, but we've got that all rectified now and we are straight into qualifying. So if we have a look at the timing sheets, we've got Rene, of course, one of the main contenders for pole position. He's already put in the provisional pole time of 1:34.9, but we've got quite a bit of time where that could be beaten. We've got a few people in the running. We've got Vice Sheng, we've got Cali Rob, we've got Steinmine, Kadir as well, maybe even T Widow, KDSX. There's a few fast drivers that are all going to have their eyes on pole today, and still 8 drivers that haven't even set times yet, so we haven't missed much quite yet, folks. So we'll see here. Vice Sheng just coming in as well. Cali Rob, Steinmine, and Kadir are all in the pits. T Widow is on an outlap currently. We'll follow on board with Steinzap, of course, one of our faster drivers here. He's on his qualifying lap right now. He's not got a time in just yet, so this is very important for him because he'll only probably have one more chance after this if he messes this up. So he really throws it into the left-hander there and then into the right. Traction so important through this part of the track. Of course, can be a little slippy here on a street circuit, so being able to get your traction is incredibly important. Pop over to the broadcast view so we can get a better look at the whole track as well. See him coming flying through there, through the chicane that used to be the Singapore Sling, but now new and improved as he comes under the tunnel as well, under the grandstand. We'll get up for you as well our track map so we can see any yellow flags. This will be especially important in the race, as well as any purple sectors, because we don't know if Steinzap has set any yet as he comes to the final corner now. He's about to cross the line to set his first time of 1:34.8. That is provisional pole position by just 0.05 of a second from Rene in the Haas. So that's a brilliant lap there by the Renault driver, number 14, Steinzap. We go also back now to Vice Sheng. He's currently running in 3rd position. He's in the racing point here, trying to set his qualifying lap. We'll go and watch the off-board shots right there. I do apologise if we get any sort of issues with the stream. I will restart it as quickly as possible if such a thing does occur. So just keep watching the PRL YouTube channel in case that does happen, and I'm not 100% sure because we do have a few things changed with the setup here today, so there's always a chance of that. Follow it. Looks like though that Vice Sheng has backed off because he was clearly warming his tyres up there, so we'll go back down the field. We've got Cali Rob as well, one of our fastest drivers in the McLaren, and he's hit the wall there. I can't see if he's got any damage. He does have some damage on the left of his front wing, so that's gonna mean that his run is definitely over. I think he's just gonna have the DRS open to try and push to get back to the pits as quickly as he can. T Widow clearly has backed off as well. We've got Kadir here. He's set a purple first sector, but then he's gotten his lap invalidated. So that fantastic first sector won't count for anything for him. We've got J4C as well. I think he is on a fast lap, but he has invalidated his lap time too. We'll watch Zandvoort as well, the JC's teammate in the Red Bull. He hasn't invalidated so far. He's just completed the first sector now. He doesn't go purple, but he'll be trying to get a good time in nonetheless. He's only just over a second off pole, so he definitely can make some inroads into the top 10. Sure, he can start in a better position than 9th if he can put a really good lap together. Watch him carrying plenty of speed through here, just keeping it clean, and then he completely cuts there on the right hand side, so I think that means he's backing off on his lap, because of course he's not going to get away with that with track limits. We've got iConnect as well. He's out on a fast lap right now in the Williams. We ride on board with him as he's just coming through the 3rd sector now. Not long till he completes this lap. He got a little bit of oversteer there under the grandstand. That's not going to help him out there. He would have lost a little bit of time there. Also, you do have to remember if the driver qualifies in the top 10, then the tyre compound, well, the exact tyre that they set their fastest lap time on will be the tyre that they start the race on. As you see, iConnect qualifying in P10 there, but I think everyone is going to have another run. But yeah, you've got to remember, if you are going to be starting in the top 10, you don't want to wear those tyres out too much. because you will have to start the race, and then that could give a big advantage as well to people in P11, P10, because in Singapore the soft tyres get eaten up so quickly in the race. And look at that from Rene, that's a fantastic lap time. He goes another second faster than his previous time. That puts him on provisional pole with a 1:34.0. That's an absolutely brilliant lap time. We'll just have a little look here. So we've only got Zandvoort who's in the top 10, not on the soft tyres, he's on the mediums. It could be very difficult to qualify on a harder compound here though, because you need all the grip you can get around the street circuit. A lot of traction zones, a lot of slow corners where the car will really lean on those tyres. Got to remember as well, a lot of these corners are going to be so slow that the downforce is of course going to make a difference, but it's not going to make as much of a difference as it does in high speed corners, so you rely a lot more on the actual grip that the tyre compound itself can give you, which those soft tyre runners are certainly going to get out there. So far we've got a field spread of about 3 seconds down from 1st to 14th, but we'll see if Quintero will do anything about that. He does improve by 6/10 to only go 13th fastest though, so there's still some time in that Mercedes for Terrible. We've got still, what is it, 5 drivers there? 6 drivers, sorry, that have not set times. Tone being the most notable of them. Of course, a title contender in that McLaren. He didn't have a great time in Hungary, which is the last time I had the privilege of commentating here in PRL. I believe I missed a race, unfortunately, but yeah, he's definitely a title contender if he can really get his act together. So we'll be following him. If he does come out later on in the session, we've got this guy here. He's definitely a good driver as well. We saw him doing very well in some other races. He's shown some good pace, so we'll ride on board. Number 99 in the Alfa Romeo. We'll see him getting a little bit on the marbles on the outside, really opening up the corner though, so we can get a good run through these first few complex of corners. Now it's all about getting on the traction without getting any oversteer. It's very difficult out of there, especially if you get on the curb on the right hand side, but he's kept it through so far. It looks like he's doing okay. Hasn't invalidated, of course, so now he's onto the main straight. DRS wide open. It's all about putting the least amount of steering input in as possible as you can on the straight to scrub off as little speed as you can. And here he comes through the right hander now, just trying to carry the speed, not getting too close to the walls, because the walls do punish you around here. You've got to be very, very careful of that, as we saw with, I think it was Terrible earlier on. You got a little bit of wing damage on his lap. It may have been T Widow, I'm not sure. It was one of the Mercedes cars, but we're right now riding on board through this little section of corners. He doesn't hook the car over the curb on the left hand side there. He runs over it instead. That might not be the best line, because it can unsettle the car a little bit, but he's doing okay so far. DRS wide open again down this little straight. Then a heavy braking zone for the right hander. He's keeping it perfectly within track limits there. This is looking like a pretty decent lap as he comes flying through the chicane. This is one of the most difficult braking zones in the race, just because if you do mistime it, that wall is going to be staring you right in the face if you don't commit to the escape road early enough. Takes quite a bit of curb on the inside, on the entry to that chicane, but not on the exit, and he's not invalidated so far. He's got to make sure he doesn't run out too far wide. He doesn't. He's going to cross the line, and he's going to go 5th fastest with a 1:35.4. And I've just seen now Rene has retired from the session as well, so he won't be setting another lap time. So that is the time that the drivers know they have to beat, a 1:34.0. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a tough ask, but Weishain certainly looks up to it. He's on a hot lap right now, coming through that chicane. And I think he's backed off. Yeah, he's backed off. I think he might go for another run perhaps, if he gets to the finish line fast enough, but I don't know what exactly he's doing. Could be getting the tyres warm, but he's going to be degrading them, so yeah, it's going to hurt him if he has to start the race on that tyre compound. But we'll go and look at Kalyov, and we'll see that he's actually invalidated his lap time, and there's no way he's going to get around, I don't think. Just don't think he's late enough on in the lap to actually be able to get around to set another lap, so that might be Kalyov who's starting at best P4. We'll go down, we'll see. Tone is still in the pits, actually. Tone is still in the pits, so he won't be setting a lap time either, so he's going to be starting from the back. We'll look here, Haytite Gaiman has also had his lap invalidated. We see KDSX is about to cross the line now. He jumps up to P10, knocking Zandvoort out of the top 10 there, so at least he'll get the free tyre choice. Kadir has just started a fast lap as well, and I think that was J4C getting well out of the way for him nicely there. We'll see, yeah, Weisheng is on a fast lap, but he's invalidated it, so he won't be able to improve. I think Steinmein has already set his lap time. He's jumped up to P3 there with a 1:34.9, but look at Rene at the top of the standings looking so comfortable. We've got to I think Rene's making the case for PRL to get a tier 0.5 because that is a fantastic lap time. Class of the field so far, the Haas driver there. His teammate only doing well enough to steal away P3. But still, that's a good qualifying session for the Haas cars so far. We see Steinzaf as well has now finished in the session. Carly Rob has got his lap invalidated, so this won't count as he crosses the line. And I think we don't really have many drivers out there. We've got Jay, he's on a slow lap. I think Kadir might be on a fast lap though. We'll ride on board. Yeah, we'll stay with Kadir then for the rest of his lap as he's just entered sector 3 now. He'll be trying to do a lot better than P9. We'll see how much time he can gain on his current 1:35.8. The Tauri driver really trying to bring the neck of the car through here. It's all or nothing right now. You need to take risks. Look how close he got to the wall there on the exit, using every inch of track available to him. Coming through the left-hander though, he stays quite close to the left. He crosses the line and he gets up to P5. He improves by just around 7/10 of a second. Big improvement there for Kadir to set a 1:35.1, and that's a brilliant lap by, from him. Only a few tenths off actually P2, so yeah, I think he'll be happy with that one. He will be thinking perhaps there was a little bit more on the table, but to me, from the outside looking in, that looked like a pretty decent lap. We'll go and see that JC is coming into the pits, as is KDSX as well. So I think that is everybody. Yeah, I think that's it for your qualifying session, everybody. We've got Rene in P1, Steins at P2, Steinmein in P3, then we've got Vice, Kadir, Kali, iConnect, BLCK, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, in P8, T-Widow in P9, J in P10, and then the biggest story probably of this qualifying is Tone down in P19. He will not want to be starting there in the race. This is a track where it's very difficult to overtake, and I think we may see a couple of safety cars, maybe at least one. So yeah, it's going to be a big challenge for Tone to have to try and come back through the field. But there you go, just confirmation for everybody. We've got Rene on pole by 0.8 of a second. That's absolute just domination there by Rene. I don't think the other drivers are going to be looking are going to be too confident that they can depose Rene at the top of the standings. At the top of the leaderboard in the race, because if that correlates to race pace, then he should be really comfortable out front, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, at this circuit, even more than the others, a safety car can completely change the race, and there's a good likelihood that it actually will do. It'll be interesting to see what tyre compound everybody starts on as well, because the soft runners will be at a massive disadvantage. You know, if you're someone like Jay, you'd probably be hoping, if you're going to be qualifying P10, that you could actually qualify P11, because you don't want to be on those soft tyres at the start. They just get eaten up around here. The front tyre temps just go through the roof in Singapore, so he's going to have to watch out. They're all going to have to watch out for that if they're starting on the soft tyres, but I doubt many people outside the top 10 will be trying to start on those soft tyres. And I think if we get an early safety car, we may well see the top 10 runners just darting straight into the pit lane to get a harder tyre compound on than that. We'll have to have a look at the weather as well, because of course Singapore is not a track where rain is rare, shall we say, so we could certainly see some rain in today's race. I'm not 100% sure what the weather is going to be, but that is just part of the fun. Just see everybody's picking their strategies now before the formation lap. I think we'll see Terrible readying up at some point, and that will be the cue for everybody else to ready up as well. We can see on the right hand side who does not. But yeah, very excited for this race. It should be a good one. See, we've only got a few seconds now, so we've got a few people readying up. As you can see by the ticks on the right hand side. Terrible not the first one though, so I'm not sure if there'll be a little investigation into that, but out goes the light for the formation lap. taxi. Hopefully the drivers will all get away pretty smoothly. Of course, Renee starting P1. Steinmein trying to possibly there show his intentions to Steinzap and try and scare him a little bit by getting him straight off the line already. But yeah, let's go back to have a brief look at P16 there, Tone. Of course, one of the top drivers here. This is not where he wants to be starting. Not great for him. Looks like he has been bumped up by some penalties though. Look at this, we've got Weisscheng in P18 after a great qualifying session. I'm not sure if maybe he made some contact with somebody. And also the Alfa Romeo driver here as well, who also had a great qualifying, so that's something to look out for. And we've got Hubali who's been disqualified from the formation. That must have gone too slowly, perhaps made a little bit of contact with a wall or another driver. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but that's not good news for him as well. That means that those tyres are going to be very cold from the start. And then we've got our AWS predicted pit stop strategies coming up, so it's looking like a 2-stop. It's going to be interesting to see, will anybody try a 1-stop? I don't think it's really going to be possible around this track. It's just, the deg is just too high. The tyre temps are so difficult to control around here, so I don't think that is going to be a very successful strategy if anybody does try it, but I doubt they will. But it'll be interesting to see what compounds people do decide to go on for their 2-stops. How will safety cars play into that? And I think we'll see a few drivers with maybe a 3 or a 4-stop because those walls are very close to the track and it's very easy to lose a front wing and be forced to come into the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see, but you can gain so many positions here. You don't have to have the pace, but if you can keep it clean, you can avoid getting damage, you can really elevate yourself up the grid order. So perhaps some drivers, maybe someone like Haytite Gaming, T Darsin, Terrible, Frosty, Young Ants, they'll be looking, they'll be seeing, okay, we don't have perhaps the pace to match drivers such as Kadir or Kalirov around here, but we've got to be there to pick up the pieces if they do make some mistakes. Because, yeah, you might be faster than someone, but you're probably not going to finish ahead of them if you make 2 extra pit stops or wing changes, so we will see. 1-stops are possible, but I'm not sure how popular they'd be. It's only going to be the people starting the mediums, I think, that are going to be able to attempt that. Surprising how many soft runners we actually do have more towards the back. We'll have a little look at that now just before the race begins. Yeah, we've got Young Ants and Tone on the softs, as well as the Alfa Romeo driver in P20, who barely disqualified. He's on the hards. He's going to really struggle on the start, I would imagine, with those low tyre temps. But here we go, everybody. Everybody's lined up on the grid. We're waiting now for the 5 red lights. The cameraman not being able to keep the camera very steady here at the start, but it'll change soon enough. Thanks to everybody that's watching. I hope you're going to enjoy this this fantastic race. I do apologise about the slightly delayed start, but yeah, we're here for what's most important. So let's see, we should be going to 5 red lights pretty shortly. Look at Renee's view. He's got that run down to T1. He'll see no cars ahead of him for the time being. He'll want it to stay that way. But Steinzap and Steinmein especially are going to be, yeah, they're going to be having a look. We could see what happened in real Formula 1 a few years ago. Perhaps the front runners could have a little bit of a collision, and maybe Kadir could sweep through, or Kalirov could sweep through and elevate themselves up into podium positions. But we'll wait and see. I'm not sure 100% what's going on here because we've got quite a delay to the 5 red lights. I'm not sure the drivers will be very happy about this. I'm not sure if it's a little bit of a glitch with the lobby. It may be. We may have to restart. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is taking an awfully long time for the 5 red lights here. Yeah, somebody just said he was watching the live stream. I think that cameraman needs to be fired. I don't disagree with you there. That's a bit of a shaky angle. We'll have to wait and see what people are saying, what the admins are saying. Of course, who run the league. They're absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure they'll know exactly what procedure they have to follow now if they do need to restart. I'll try and keep you guys updated, of course, at home. Who's watching And yeah, we have confirmation there by Terrible. He's going to actually leave the session. He's going to start a new lobby. We will use the same grid order. So yeah, this session I think is a write-off. So